Yes, in our last video we discussed about there are several reasons behind selecting these garden pea plants for hybridization experiment by this Gregor and Mendel. Out of these many characteristics, the 7 pairs he has selected for his studies, and those characteristics with the controlled such an characters which are going to be controlled by the genes or alleles. Of course, we need to recollect the mitosis and meiosis that we studied in our first POC. Here, we are very familiar in case of all the sexually reproducing organisms. They do be here the diploid set of chromosomes that we are very familiar. Diploid 2n, that is the 23 pairs of chromosomes in case of human beings. Like that, in case of here also the garden pea plants, which are also known to have diploid set of chromosomes, that is 7 pairs of chromosomes are there. Here, how exactly in case of human beings, out of these 23 pairs, the 23 chromosomes that we are inherited from maternal side, and the remaining 23 chromosomes that are inherited from paternal side. So the characteristics that we are inherited from the two parents, that's what it becomes diploid set. Among these, the set of chromosomes 23 from maternal side and the another 23 from paternal side, that becomes pairs. Here the characteristics out of these 23 pairs, 22 are said to be somatic chromosomes, whereas the last pair, that is 23rd pair, that is said to be germ, that can determine the sex of the newborn. So here, out of these 22 chromosomes, the dominant chromosome, it may be from maternal side or it may be from the paternal side, that can express phenotypically, and the other character that is suppressed, that will not express phenotypically. Suppose some of the characteristics may be mother like, some of the characters are maybe like that of father, in between. So the dominant feature that is going to be expressed. Like that, in case of these garden pea plants, a total of 7 pairs of chromosomes which are present. Out of these 7 pairs, the 7 chromosomes from the designated pea plant has male individual, and the remaining 7 chromosomes can be designated as the female individual, right? So based on that, let us try to recollect the characteristics. So basically, he was a high school teacher. In that school veranda itself observed many characteristics among these garden pea plants, about 36 or more than that characters, but out of all that he has selected only the 7 pairs of characteristics. Here, height of the garden pea plants, height, they may be tall or it might be dwarf, either among the individual. So the tall character becomes dominant, whereas the dwarf or the short, that become recessive. So if the garden pea plant is tall, if the garden pea, let us take the same example, height of the plant. If the produced garden pea plant is tall, whereas the one is the dwarf, the reason for this tall property is the genes, that is the tall, that is T. From both the parents, from its parents, the inherited genes were dominant, that is the uppercase letter, both tall. So that's what it is designated with, dominant gene with uppercase letter T. Suppose that to express this recessive feature, both the genes from the two parents of this short plant, so from the two parents, if the 10 plant can inherit the 2 recessive genes, then only the short feature is going to be expressed. So because of this and future, when there is availability of both the recessive genes, the recessive property is going to be expressed. Suppose if there is one such a gene among the two parents, if the one is dominant gene and the other is recessive gene, again the recessive gene can get suppressed, that will not express, whereas because the dominant gene that can express, that can dominate over the recessive gene, that's what the tall feature is going to be expressed. Like that, one more example let us try to consider. The flower color, violet is a dominant gene, whereas white is a recessive gene. From the two parents, if the plant that can inherit the violet gene, that is the capital letter uppercase letter V, that is designated as V. So that can express the violet color. If not, that is the recessive white color is going to be expressed. So to avoid the confusion, we are using the uppercase letter whereas that of lowercase letter, not W means for W, here D for T. The dominant feature with uppercase letter, the first letter, the recessive feature with small case letter, right? So like that, the flower position, axil as well as the terminal. Seed color, the dominant feature is yellow, that is designated with the gene Y, whereas that of the recessive feature with Y, green color. Well, when we consider the seed shape, again the round is dominant over the wrinkle shape. So when there is a presence of dominant gene, the wrinkle gene gets suppressed. Pod color, sippe anta ನಾವು ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Pod color, green is the dominant over the yellow color. Pod shape inflated as well as constricted, but we can say that inflated ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಸಿಪ್ಪೆ, if it is complete, where if it is constricted between the seeds, if they are constricted, what you can, that and shape, right, inflated as well as constricted. Once let us start this offline class. During that I will try my level best to explain more also. The seed shape round, here you can see that if they are round in color, they are said to be dominant. If it is wrinkle, the wrinkles which are going to be produced among the seeds, people try to observe, that is recessive feature, right? So in one such an plant, if the seeds are going to be produced with round in their shape among the garden plant, that is because of the presence of dominant R gene. That may be homozygous dominant or heterozygous dominant. I think in the terminology itself we discussed regarding this. Homozygous means when a pair of alleles, they are present together, right? So both the alleles are identical or similar, that one condition is called as homozygous dominant. Or else heterozygous genes, here both the alleles together they are responsible for the shape of the seed, either it may be round or it may be wrinkle, but here both the alleles are not identical, they are dissimilar. That's what they are said to be heterozygous or heterozygotic round. Homozygotic round as well as heterozygotic round. Homo means the similar, hetero means the dissimilar. So to express this complete recessive, both the genes must be present in the homozygous recessive gene. Then only the characters are going to be expressed. Based on this, Greger-John Mendel has started the hybridization experiment. That in our next class, in our next video, let us continue with monohybridization. So each time he has conducted only one experiment with respect to one character. So based on that, let us study in our next video. Thank you.